Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come and talk to you about all things Lorcana. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Emmett.
And I'm Jen.
Okay, so this week we've got a lot of stuff to go over because there were a lot of new cards and information revealed. Well, actually not a ton of information.
But cards.
Cards, definitely cards.
Yes.
There is actually, as we sit Thursday afternoon, over half the cards have been revealed
That's
from the set.
Crazy talk.
We are not going to go through every one of them.
No.
That is too many. There's a lot of filler in there, like just regular old cards. You know, if you were looking for a sapphire version of the purple Olaf, they've got one of them in there.
Wow.
So there are tons of stuff that you can go and look at. You can look at them on Dreamborn. You can go to the Mushu report, and they've got a bunch of cards there. But there's been a bunch of stuff this week. But before we get into that, we'll do a quick catch up on what we've been playing. So me and Emmett were able to go to League on Sunday and play in there. Emmett, how was that for you? People can't hear that.
Bad.
That didn't go that well. You went 1 and 2, right? I know I went 2 and 1. Just playing around with the Steel Song stuff again. But then Wednesday, I was able to go up to the other store, and I did a pack rush with people. So like our first round of our regular 4-round constructed was pack rush, which is weird. Because then it was just whoever opened up the best cards.
Sure.
You know, one like, so I had a bunch of tiny little nothing cards in my pack, and the other person had like the 4-drop evasive Don Carnage, and then another 4-drop that quests for 2, and another 5-drop that quests for 2, and just played out those. And I'm just like, well, I'm going to play this little 1-drop guy because that's what I've got. Oh, and look, I've got this like 8-cost uninkable Magicka Dispel that lets me play an item and stuff. Like, great, cool, fantastic. It was, you know, it's still fun. They had plenty of new people there. They had some new families that were trying it out, which was good to see. Most importantly, the organizer was handing out like the little lore counter things
Oh, cool.
to new families.
Nice.
And I saw it and I asked, can I have one? And he gave me one.
Nice.
So
Yay.
that's completes our set of lore counters.
Yay.
So we have one of each of those now. Let's jump into the stuff from the week. Arcasia's Island. Emmett's going to take notes on the cards that he thinks are good.
Okay.
I imagine he gives up on this within the first couple of minutes, but we'll see. So he's going to take notes for us.
Organize it by like color or anything?
I don't even know how you organize it by color anymore because they're dueling cards now.
That's
So
true.
like it's going to completely mess up any organizational system you thought you had.
Sure.
Is out the window, right? Because even on the dueling cards, they did confirm that it's like they go in alphabetical on there, so you'll never see like steel amber cards. There'll always be amber steel cards. We did learn, right? So that the Luminaires and all their friendly glimmers and stuff all make it to Arcasia's Island.
Including Oswald.
Yeah, Oswald's there too.
Yay!
I haven't seen anything about him, but sure, he's there.
Aww.
Probably Piglet too.
He's a glimmer, so he's there.
And Pirate Piglet.
And Mushu. And Bucky.
You did see them as well, yes.
Sadly.
So all the glimmers there, the Luminaires there, Jafar's there, right? They all make it there, and apparently Arcasia's Island is full of tricks and traps, and you have to brave these tricks and traps to reach the center of the island where Arcasia lives. And we learn that Arcasia is essentially one of the original Illumineers at the Great Illuminary. She worked for the Curator, who was the original person that built the Illuminary and built the World of Lorcana. So she was one of the original Illumineers. And because you made it through her tricks and her traps, she teaches the Illumineers, our Jumanji'd ones, how to dual cast inks. And that's where the double ink cards come from.
So there's no Huey, Dewey, and Louie on
No,
stacked
so
on top
far,
of each other.
I mean, we haven't seen if that's like a mask or something. It's all indicating that she's some kind of weird owl creature. It does not appear that it's Huey, Dewey, and Louie stacked up in an Arcasia outfit, unfortunately.
I'm not buying it until I see what's under that mask.
Well, there is a way we're going to get some more lore. So instead of basically hiding it online or putting it in some book in a trove that only a few people get, what they're going to do with the lore this time around is the puzzle cards that you get with each pack. There'll be 9 of them, and they'll have different pieces of lore on each of those 9 cards. So if you want to get the whole story, you have to get at least those 9 pieces, put them together, and we'll give you the story so far.
So that won't be a problem for us.
I'm sure we will get them very quickly. So that's how we're going to get the lore. We know Arcasia is an original Lumineer, but the big thing was cards. We get lots of cards, so we're going to start right away looking through some of these cards. We're not going to look through all of them. I picked out like the rares and super rares and legendaries, and even then we're not going to get through all of those. We're going to go until I've determined we've had enough. And then I also threw in a couple of commons and uncommons that I thought people would like or get excited for or want to see. So without further ado, let's start with bolts.
I'm surprised what the dual color is.
We all knew it was going to be
Exists.
Amber Steel.
Yeah. It's Bolt. He's a super dog. It's Amber Steel. He's a 5-cost inkable, 3 strength, 5 willpower, shifts for 3, quests for 2. Special abilities. Mark of Power. Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each other undamaged character you have in play.
Whoo!
And then you can exert him to banish chosen illusion character with Bolt Stare. So if you can like shift this, and then your next turn you can kind of ready him, and you get a bunch of lore, or use something else that can ready him, possibly as well.
Like the Simba from last.
Yep. So Simba from last set.
From last set would be really great to play with this with a whole bunch, with a whole bunch of little 1-drops. Like if you're playing an aggro deck.
Yep.
Wait, real quick. Did they announce if it's you have to play them with those?
You do.
Oh, yeah. So you have to play with both colors.
Yeah, they did.
Wanted to
announce
make sure that's cleared up.
Yes.
Yes.
So you do have to play only Steel and Amber if you wanted to play this card.
Now I'm mad. But why is the band chosen a losing character in Steel Song?
Well, I mean, that makes sense because they're going to have the stuff to automatically do that anyways. Like, the illusions are always going to be weak to steel and to steel cards.
So why do they have to put it in it?
Why didn't you just put it in Ruby Amber?
No, this is
need
I like this because again, like aggro decks don't always play songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this way, you can still play an Amber Steel aggro deck and still have a way to get rid of illusions without having to have too much ink because it shifts for 3.
Sure.
Which means we're obviously, there's other bolts out there. They're probably 1-drops.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this. I think this with a Simba. It's gonna be
Or the Judy Hops,
crazy.
right? That can ready him too.
Sure.
Sure. So the 6-cost one. So there's some potential there to use him up. He's a decent card and could see some experimentation at the very least.
Yeah, and the fact that yes, he's a super rare, but that's a pretty strong card for a super rare.
I wrote very, very, very good, but then I learned how the dual link works, so I wrote very, very good.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's take a look at our next
Interesting
card. We got another
Troubadour.
Amber Steel card, the Troubadour, musical narrator. He's a 2-cost inkable, 1/3 with resist 1.
Ooh, I see Ursula going away and this coming in instead.
Singer 4, quests for 1. So that's the kind of the talk, like this or Ursula. So Ursula with that 1/4, right? While she doesn't have resist, that is kind of really important if you're playing Rapunzel's. Because you can challenge into something that has 3 strength.
I guess that's true.
And then heal that. Whereas this has the resist 1, so it's a good defense against other Steel Song players. So
Yeah.
it's really going to depend on kind of what everything shapes up for. If there's a lot of pinging steel damage going on around you, you may want to play this over the Ursula. But it's another thing another tool that Steel Song has.
Yeah.
Then we've got
I love
Calhoun.
this.
Oh, that art is so cool.
If only it was Tafta.
There is a lot of cool art in this set. For sure. It's Calhoun, Courageous Rescuer. It's an Amber Ruby card, 6-cost inkable.
Wait, never mind. This is my deck. I need to pay attention.
5 strength, 5 willpower, shifts for 4, quests for 2, special ability back to start positions. Whenever this character challenges another character, you may return a racer card from your discard to your hand.
Oh, trying to make a racer deck.
So this is a taffeta mutton fudge type deck, Malcolm. Yeah, that's what this is for. I imagine there are going to be other Calhouns. I don't think we've seen any Amber or Ruby Calhouns in this set, so I imagine they're going to have some that come with it as well.
Ooh, interesting.
Interesting card. Doesn't really fit with like the current popular Amber Ruby is the Mufasa type deck, which doesn't really play racers. So this would be kind of for a more newer type, the racer deck, the finish line deck.
As a Amber Ruby Mufasa player myself, the only racer that you play is Rapunzel.
Rapunzel's not a racer.
Rapunzel?
You mean Vanellope?
Vanellope.
There we go.
You mean Vanellope?
But so you do already play Vanellope, so then possibly this has a place.
It got kicked out of my deck.
Yeah.
Never mind.
This wouldn't be Amber Ruby Mufasa. This would most likely be in someone trying to do the finish line shenanigans.
Like me.
Up next, we've got Hades, Fast Talker, Amethyst, Ruby, 6 cost, uninkable, strength of 4, willpower 6, quest for 2, special abilities for just a little pain. When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to another chosen character of yours to banish chosen character with cost 3 or less. This card's bad.
Yeah, I'm like that's.
For 6, right, you could play this, or you could play Tremaine, or Medusa.
Yeah.
I'm playing those before I play this.
100%. Like,
because cost 3 or less really does it in, so you can only get rid of one of their tiny things for your 6 cost, and do 2 damage to one of your other characters.
when those other cards get rid of it altogether.
Yeah.
Like.
So we continue.
And it's uninkable.
Yep. We continue to just get bad Hades cards.
Like if this was maybe a 3 quester, or an inkable, like maybe.
Yeah, if it was inkable, sure.
But non-inkable and quest for 2, like they're why? Why play this instead of any other Amber
The 6
card?
willpower is
Or,
pretty
sorry,
nice,
Ruby card.
but like
Yeah.
it's not gonna replace one of the ladies in a chair. So
No.
yeah.
Wait, is there any cards that we've seen that aren't Duel Link?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna be all Duel Link cards. These were just all the first ones. So we got Mad Hatter, Unruly Eccentric. It's an Emerald Ruby card, 6 cost, inkables,
Card.
strength of 3, willpower 5, quests for 2, special ability on birthday present. Whenever a damaged character challenges another character, you may draw a card.
Ooh, interesting.
Emerald has a ton of those characters with those abilities
Yeah.
to, if you've got something damaged, then do something else when you're doing it. So maybe this does create a new kind of deck, of a Christmas deck. Like people have tried it before, it just doesn't hold up too well. Maybe this kind of helps some of
I mean, Emmett played a Christmas deck for a while, didn't he?
Played.
Yeah.
I said played. Also, he is destroying the Mate with tea.
Yes, he is shooting him right in the face.
Off the
Right in the
tree.
face with the tree pot.
Teapot, yeah.
Hopefully the Marcher gets his revenge someday.
Wait, isn't that the Mad Hatter's teapot that he lost last set?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
You think so? Oh, he's getting all the water out of it.
Well, he's still blasting him right in the face.
Yeah.
And there's water going in it.
It's like looping around.
looping around, like smacking him in the face.
Again, maybe it's one of Arcasia's tricks.
Maybe.
Like,
And
'cause it did seem like gravity was one of the issues
Yes.
in Arcasia's Island.
And
so
I'm not surprised if there's going to be a March Hale card that's just like, whippy!
Wet rabbit.
Wet rabbit.
Okay.
I just love unruly eccentric.
Yeah.
Like, that's great.
All right, let's see what's next here. Okay, Ink Geyser. This is a dual color action. It's Emerald and Sapphire. So 3 cost uninkable. So when you play it, each player exerts all the cards in their inkwell. Then each player with more than 3 cards in their inkwell returns cards at random from their inkwell to their hand until they have 3 cards in their inkwell.
What? Why?
Why?
Why? Okay, if you are playing blue, why would you do this to yourself? Like, unless I guess, okay, wait, I can see, because if let's say you had to ink like 2-3 of your Tamatoas, because like early on, then you have a chance of getting one back. Okay, then that makes sense. But then you only have 3 ink left, so that like,
So, okay.
what?
So this was like a hotly debated card for a grand total of like 12 hours. Everyone was like, oh my god, I don't want to play this game anymore. This is going to make everything awful. And then people calmed down and realized, all right, it's 3 costs unequal. There's no way you want 4 of these in your deck.
No.
It does require quite a bit of setup to get what you would want, because really, like, you wouldn't want to play this on turn 3, right? 'Cause that makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
So let's say you play it on turn 5. Maybe you can have a Fishbone Quill already out, so that you can start inking, so that you play this at the start of turn 5. They lose a couple of their ink. You can ink for turn, use the Fishbone Quill. You're up to 5 ink for the turn. They go back to their turn. Now you're ahead on ink compared to your opponent. But it's going to be really hard against like an aggro deck. Like if someone plays this against Malcolm.
Yeah.
Oh no! Send all my cards back to my hand, and I'll just throw them back on the board. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. So, it's
this is gonna make me want to play those lanterns again. Because if this
nice, that's a good point.
if this comes into play, lanterns are gonna be coming back, because then oh no! I don't have ink, but I got lanterns, so I do.
It's amazing. Like the lanterns have been making a comeback, right? I've been playing.
Yeah.
With sad songs.
With sad songs, right?
Sad songs.
Because that came from Brian DeCandio, and then also from Wonderland, who was all of a sudden he started playing lanterns again too, and then this came out the next week.
Because lanterns are going to be
Yes, lanterns are protected from this. That's a good point.
So that's like anyone
Lanterns,
playing
Atlantis.
Amber. I'm thinking costs of lanterns are going to be going. I'm sure they've already been going up if they've been gaining popularity, but they're going to be going up a lot if this even makes it into decks. Because again, this is gonna take a lot of thinking, a lot. It's gonna have a high ceiling, like we talked about last week.
Yes.
In order to put this into your deck, which I mean, a blue-green deck is already gonna have a high ceiling, because
it's becoming more and more popular. There's their Baja Blast
Yes.
deck has been becoming more and more popular, and this kind of would fit its mold. So
Yeah.
Especially if you wait until after you play Clarabelle, then play this, you've sent a bunch of cards to their hand, and now you get to draw off of all those cards that you sent to their hand. So it could be something there. I don't think it's as much of a menace as people initially thought, but it is something to watch out for. It will see experimentation to see if it works, for sure. Okay, up next. It's Mittens.
Oh, I thought it said Mr. Mittens.
We got a single link card in Amber. Mittens, Sassy Street Cat, 5 cost uninkable, strength of 4, willpower 5, quest for 2. She's a bodyguard. And has the ability no thanks necessary. Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, your other bodyguards get +1 lore this turn. Fine. Why do you have so many bodyguards? Who has this tribe of bodyguards?
Well, you know what? There was 2-3 sets ago, they were trying to make a big bodyguard, like the bodyguard musketeer deck work.
Like the first set, they were trying to do that. And it's like, no one runs, like, why run a tribe of, like, a whole ton of bodyguards? Because when everyone's a bodyguard, no one's a bodyguard.
That's true.
So.
And I mean, there's just better 5 cost. Like, if you're going to play a 5 cost, there's like other Amber 5 costs that are better.
Yeah.
So especially with it being uninkable.
Yeah.
I
don't see this, like, I don't know what deck you would play this in. If you've got, because typically you have this with steel a lot of times. Amber pairs well with steel.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bodyguards in steel.
I'd rather play Shimpo, right?
Yeah.
He's a 5 cost. I'd rather play Pluto.
Yeah, 100%.
Uninkable ones. So, like, those are inkable ones versus this uninkable one.
I guess it's just because it quests for 2 and like Pluto only quests for 1. But if you got Pluto out there, your goal isn't to quest with him. Your goal is to get him to kill somebody else and then use Rapunzel to heal him.
Yes.
Like, that's your goal if you're playing that. So,
Or like even Simba.
yeah, even the Simba. But again, like you would play one or the other.
Yeah.
I would rather do Simba and then pair it with that new card we just saw.
Yeah. Sure.
To unexert
Bolt. Yeah.
the new Bolt rather than play this.
I mean, look, and how bad will this feel if you waste a 5 cost uninkable spot and then you get Zeus bolted immediately, or even Maui.
Yeah.
And Maui survives.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at next. Next, I added this.
Aw,
It's a common.
cute.
It's spaghetti dinner.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
So you can play a spaghetti dinner as an item. It's a 2-cost uninkable amber item. You tap it, you pay 1,
Malcolm, this should go in your deck.
and if you have 2 or more characters in play, you gain a lore. So it's a way to get some lore. Kind of a.
I feel like this works in an aggro.
It might.
Because it's a way for you, it's a way for you to gain an extra lore, even if you don't have a ton. Like if you're running out of cards.
I'd rather just play the what's it called, the book.
Yeah, if you're going to do this in Malcolm's current deck, which is Amber and Amethyst, you play Spellbook, which is it's 1 more ink to cost, 3 ink, uninkable. But you don't have the 2 characters in play. You don't have to have those 2 characters.
Oh,
in play.
okay.
You just pay 1 ink and you tap and you get a lore.
All right.
This, you have to have characters in play, so there's an extra condition on top of it. Sure, you're saving 1 ink. But then again, you do get to play spaghetti dinner.
You
And
do.
So you could have your whole map just full of spaghetti.
That's tempting.
Right. So
Actually,
Lady
this
Champ card-
this could be something that could go in Emmett's deck too.
Sure.
Well, Emmett, do you want to play spaghetti dinner?
No.
Because you're always going to have characters out.
No, but I need no non-characters, remember?
Well, you don't need no non-characters. You just want mostly all characters.
Wait, and wait, this card isn't in action, and it's rarely it's ever gonna get discarded. Yeah, throw it in my deck.
I mean, it still gets taken. I mean, it would still get discarded on a.
No, it just goes to your hand with Mufasa.
Oh, right.
No, I think you just put it back down. Like that's what you would draw the next turn.
Yeah,
right?
you put it back down. You just don't get to play it for free. You have to put it back.
So let's look at our next ones. We've got Lady and the Tramp.
Aw.
Emerald cards. First Lady, Elegant Spaniel. She's a 1/2, 1 cost uninkable. Quest for 1. Dog's Life is a special ability. While you have a character named Tramp in play, this character gets +1 lore. So,
Right in. So, in other words, if you see both of these in limiteds, you grab them both.
Yeah, it's decent for it, right? Because she pairs well with Tramp, Enterprising Dog, an Emerald card that's 2 cost inkable, Strength of 1, Willpower 3, 2 Quest for 1, 2 abilities. Hey Pidge, if you have a character named Lady in play, you pay 1 less to play this character. And no time for wisecracks. When you play this character, a chosen character of yours gets +1 strength.
Do these odds
This turn-
connect?
No.
No. This turn for each other character you have in play. So, right away you make her a 2/2 on your next turn. You only played 1 for this. You could play 2 ladies
Yeah.
the next turn. And you've got a little bit of aggro stuff going on right then.
Yeah.
So.
Like this could make some green aggro maybe, but again for limiteds, amazing.
Yeah.
With it being a common and an uncommon, you're gonna see if you see one, there's a good chance you're gonna see the other if you're doing a draft.
I mean, the Tramp's there, so.
Yeah, the Tramp's rare, so you might
rare.
not see him. But, if you do see him, then you know to grab ladies.
Exactly.
Right? Let's look what's next. We've got Lady
Oh,
Cluck.
I love her.
The big chicken from Robin Hood.
Blue
It's
Steel.
Blue Steel.
Ooh, bodyguard and ward? That is nasty.
Yes, it is Protective
Whew.
Confidant, a 5-cost inkable, Strength of 2, Willpower 7. She's a bodyguard. She's got ward, and she quests for 1.
Willpower of 7?
Yeah.
Wow,
So very
this-
similar to Chinpo, except Chinpo
Yeah.
doesn't have ward, right?
Yeah.
So probably a better Chimpo.
It's hard to
Well,
say.
no, because she only has a 2 strength.
Yeah.
So that's really, like when I think of her compared to Chimpo or Pluto, right? Like Pluto has that big strength if he doesn't have damage. And Chimpo has more strength.
Yes. And she dies to Sisu,
Yes.
ice block easily.
And to, Tremaines.
And Tremaines and Brawl. So,
Right.
Whereas Chimpo wouldn't.
Right.
So it's a iffy toss up.
And Chimpo Quest for 2.
No, Chimpo
No,
Quest for
Chimpo
1.
Quest for 1.
Yep. So, but still an interesting card because it also pairs well with the card we'll talk about later. But up next, we've got an Amethyst Steel Giant Cobra. It is
Another
Giant
illusion.
Cobra, not Jafar. Giant Cobra, Ghostly Serpent. He's a 3-cost inkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower. It's an illusion, which means it has the Vanish ability, which
Right.
means if anybody targets it with anything, it dies. It quests for 1, but its ability is Mysterious Advantage. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to gain 2 lore.
Whoa. Look in the background. That's Jafar controlling
The
it.
Cobra, yeah.
So that means Jafar is probably making
You didn't know that?
Yes, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's literally a card that like he's creating illusions and he brings them back to your hand if they get banished.
Did you forget?
Oh.
It's okay.
It's okay, bud. So it's a goat on 3, right?
Yes.
Because you get 2 lore when you play him. Just like with a goat, you're getting 2 lore when you play a goat.
Except for you do have to discard a character.
You do have to discard a card,
A card.
right? But you're playing Amethyst, which means you always got cards.
Yes, that's true.
So 2 extra lore right away. I mean, it's almost
And it's
like
a
another
4/4.
Yeah, and it's inkable, so that's like gathering knowledge and wisdom at its worst if it gets removed immediately after.
Yep.
Could be more,
Yeah.
right? So kind of decent.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, if you are playing a deck that doesn't, like, I feel like with these out, I feel like everyone's going to have to start putting actions into their deck.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So there's only been, I don't think we're going over the third one. So there's only been 3 illusions so far. The giant Iago, this giant cobra, and there's like a Raja illusion. And then there's the Jafar that works with them. That's the only, is just those 4 cards. So unless there's a lot more coming in, yeah, there's still half the set to come out. I don't think it's enough to really do much with illusions just yet. So I wouldn't like say, okay, everyone pack up those actions because you need illusion killers just yet.
Wait, speaking of illusions, so this would be coming. Can you use good job on the other side?
I'd have to look at what the card says. It says chosen. If it says chosen character, then yeah.
Okay.
Good job kills one.
Good job, Cope. Whoops. I killed you.
There's the one like blue thing that like heal any number of characters. That's a super low cost song, and you can choose the opponent's characters to heal too. So you could, if someone does play an illusion, it's like a 2-cost board wipe.
Yeah.
So, up next, we got Clarabelle, news reporter. She's a 4-cost inkable sapphire card, 3 strength, 3 willpower. Has support.
Ooh, 3 support. That's big.
Quest for 2, and special ability Scoop. Your other characters with support gain +1 strength.
You could work with the Alice deck.
Yeah, like this is probably one of the best support cards I've seen.
Yeah.
And you could build a decent deck around that because not only are you giving your other characters the +1, your support characters +1 strength, then if they quest, they're giving an extra +1 strength to another character as well. Like that's all just
So
gonna
would you think this
compound
would be
and
like
compound.
a blue amber? Because there's a lot of amber support characters.
Possibly because of the hero stuff, you
Yeah.
might try something there.
Because then you can use it to attack and then heal with Rapunzel, heal with Julieta.
Most of the support characters so far have been pretty weak on the strength side because you're giving your strength to someone else.
Right.
This one is a decent strength ability. So
Yeah.
I'd throw it on something.
Yeah. And again, and the fact that everybody, like, not only can she give that 3 support, everybody else is already getting +1 support. Or +1 strength. And she quests for 2. So, like, that's great. Questing for 2, giving that 3 support, and then, really giving 4 support since everybody else. I mean, that's taking a Rapunzel and making her a 5/5.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy talk.
Yeah. I'm not sure why she's cosplaying as Rita Skeeter from
I
Harry
know,
Potter,
right?
but she is. So.
She totally is. And she's like,
She's got a floating book. She's got the
Yeah.
glasses on. Yeah, she's Rita Skeeter. Up next, The Devil's Eye Diamond. It's an item. What movie is this from, boys?
Oh,
Rescuers.
Excellent
Can I tell
work.
you how I know? At the bottom of the card, the quote is from Madame Medusa.
Well, that's just not fair.
Well, I also know because they talk about it like all the time from start to finish in the movie.
Sure.
They do.
It's
when did you guys watch Rescuers?
remember.
A year ago.
I know they've watched Rescuers.
I know, but like a long time ago.
So it's a 2-cost inkable item. You tap it. If one of your characters was damaged this turn, gain 1 lore. So a nice little aggro spice for Ruby, and Ruby's all about challenging.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a good chance that you might have damaged a character this turn.
And it's inkable. I could see this going into those decks.
Yeah, there's a deck that could do it. Ruby Steel might be a thing.
Yeah.
Why was that Ruby and not Amethyst?
Because it has to do with dealing damage.
The gem
Yeah.
is purple.
It's Devil's Eye. It's red. It was literally red.
Yeah, it was red. Go back and show them.
Am I blind?
I think so.
No, No, that's not how you do it. You have to go in the corner, the bottom left corner.
Bottom left corner, hon.
See, it's purple.
Okay, fine. It's purple.
I don't know.
So what?
I don't know. It looks.
Genie's blue. Not all of his cards are sapphire.
It's Madame Medusa is trying to steal it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it goes over it.
Anyway.
Think of the ability instead
No,
of the color.
Madame Medusa's trying to find Lore.
No, I mean in the movie.
Anyways, up next, we've got our first two legendaries.
Scrooge
Both the
McDuck.
sapphire ones. So let's work on Scrooge first. Scrooge McDuck, resourceful miser. He's sapphire, 4 strength, 4 willpower. Costs 4, is inkable, quest for 1. 2 abilities. First, put it to good use. You may exert 4 items of yours to play this character for free. So you got 4 popsicles on the board. Exert them. He's on for free. You haven't spent any ink. Next ability, Fortune Hunter. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal an item card and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order.
So he's Ariel.
Well,
Ariel for items.
Ariel for items. Scuttle. You know,
Yeah.
Scuttle does the same thing. I think he only uses 3 cards, but yeah. Doing the Ariel ability on items, you can also play him for free.
Yeah.
So I think
And he's inkable.
And he's inkable, so having a 4/4 that you could put down as early as turn 3 ain't bad.
No.
And he's also Irish.
Scottish.
Scottish. Yes.
And then a new Tamatoa.
And then another Tamatoa. He's Tamatoa, happy as a clam. He's 4 strength, 5 willpower, 6 cost, inkable. Quest for 2. 2 abilities, coolest collection. When you play this character, return up to 2 item cards from your discard to your hand. So similar to the other Tamatoa, except he doesn't do it when he quests, and he does it too, just the first time. And then I'm beautiful, baby. Whenever this character quests, you may play an item for free. Any item. You can play any item for free.
I don't like that
And
at
you
all.
You just put 2 items in your hand the last turn.
Hey, can somebody ban this card?
So there goes Lucky Dime for free.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And he's inkable. That's a very powerful card.
Yep.
Like that is kind of the definition of OP, in my opinion.
He does seem very overpowered. So it's going to be a menace. You're going to see it a lot. It's definitely going to be experimented with.
100%.
Tamatoa could fit in either the ruby version or the steel version of the sapphire. Scrooge, I think, is more at home in steel because
Yeah.
you play more items there.
Yeah.
Because you have 8 popsicles instead of 4. So lots. You'll definitely see
Wait,
these.
how do you have
It's
8
right.
popsicles instead of 4?
You had the steel sphere thing. I don't remember what it's called.
The Vitalisphere?
No.
That's
That's
blue.
red.
Oh, it's red.
It's a Fortisphere.
Oh,
Fortisphere.
I used to
You play it. It's 1 drop. You play it. You draw a card. It's a
Gotcha.
it's a steel popsicle.
It's a circle popsicle.
Yeah. It's just a great popsicle. So, yeah. These are pretty good. Blue seems to be. I have a hard time believing we're going to see better legendaries in the other colors than this. Yeah. These are pretty good.
Yeah, those are getting play for sure, which
Yep.
I am not happy about.
At least he dies to Zeus bolts, right?
Yes, both of them do.
Both of them do. And strength, you don't have to get as high as 8 as you do with the other Tamatoa.
And but they don't. Well, what about Criminal Mind? Is that 5+?
5+. Yeah. So it doesn't work with Criminal Mind.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, you're definitely going to be.
Now, question. Can you give support to an opposing character
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. So you could do that.
in
sure.
a support deck?
Yeah.
Support
I mean,
deck
that's
would work.
that's so like.
I know.
Yeah, but you could. But so there you go. You got crazy Tamatoa shenanigans. Back at it again. If you thought you were safe, guess what? They just doubled the number of Tamatoas.
I know, right?
Well, added 4. Don't forget about Baby Tamatoa.
Yeah, but Baby Tamatoa does nothing.
But he's cute.
I can
Sure.
stomp on baby Tamatoa with my foot.
That would be really mean.
It would be, but I wouldn't feel so bad because he turns into this guy. So yeah. Okay, up next.
But at least he does die to a Zeus.
It's me!
Oh, you finally get a card, Malcolm.
I already had one, but
Oh.
another one.
Yep, it's
King of
the
Hearts.
A picky ruler. He's a 4-cost, unequal, 3 strength, 3 willpower, special ability, illegal condition. Damaged characters cannot challenge your characters.
Ooh, interesting.
So if you play this with like a Tinkerbell, like you damage all their characters, and hey, you guys can't challenge us anymore. Of course, then they can just quest. Say, okay, fine, I'll quest. You have to damage challenge me, whatever. So, we really weird thing to kind of play with.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. The Harskönig.
Malcolm, what are you doing?
It's Mushu.
And now we've got Mushu. He's finally here. He is a ruby steel dueling card. Mushu, Majestic Dragon. It's a 5-cost inkle, 4 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 1, special abilities, intimidating and awe-inspiring. Whenever one of your character challenges, they gain resist +2.
Ooh.
During that challenge. It's whenever one of your characters, that means him as well, would get resist 2 when he's challenging. And then Guardian of Lost Souls, during your turn, whenever one of your characters banishes another character in a challenge,
Any character?
gain 2 lore.
Yikes.
Wow.
It makes like all of your characters
Like Robin Hood.
Like Robin Hood.
Wait, so
like
is that
Robin Hood.
I was gonna say, so if you're playing Robin Hood, you could gain 4 lore off of.
Yes, you gain 4 lore for each one.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
a
game
nutty
2
deck.
lore.
Yes, but Robin Hood also gains 2 lore. So, and that says during your turn, whenever any one of your character banishes another character, gain 2 lore, not just Mushu. And so Robin Hood is also steel. So if Robin Hood banishes a character, he gains 2 lore from Robin Hood and 2 lore from Mushu.
Wait, he's the Guardian of Lost Souls?
In his.
Yeah, but that's just his ability, dude. That's the name they give the ability. I don't know what to tell you about that. But yeah, he seems.
And they get resist. So like again,
And
So-
he's inkable.
and he gives. So let's say you're playing him with Robin Hood. Robin Hood gets resist +2. So like he's not taking any damage to these little guys. Killing them, you gain 4 lore. That is crazy town.
Also works with Big Cindy.
Ugh.
She'd ever resist 4 when challenging and can challenge your ready characters.
No, she doesn't challenge ready characters. Oh, only if you sing a song.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is getting play, and it's only rare.
Yeah, that's another thing about it. Right? Like, but I guess they don't want it. Doesn't there hasn't been any Duel Link legendaries yet?
No.
There have been Duel Link super rares.
Yeah.
But just it being rare seems wow.
Wow.
So yeah, he'll definitely get experimented with.
And with Calhoun?
Yes, and Calhoun.
Jeez.
Yes, Calhoun as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
There's
only
gotta-
problem
I
is
think-
the colors.
Huh?
The only problem is the colors.
Yeah.
Yes. The only problem is the colors because there's not a lot of draw support except for Holy World really for Steel and Ruby. I mean, there are like the Sumerian talismans and some other little things you can do, tricky little things you can do to try to draw some cards. But there just isn't anything that's been substantial. So if there is any draw support coming for Ruby or Steel, then definitely watch out for this ink pairing going forward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because just relying on, like only relying on.
Oh, I
that's
saw
enough for
this
draw.
card. This one's ability is very cool.
So what
Can I explain it?
Universal shift.
Can I explain it?
Oh, go ahead, Emmett.
Okay, so what Universal Shift does.
Oh, well, so first of all, we didn't say what card this was.
First off,
This
So
is
this is Baymax,
giant robot.
Giant Robot,
Strength of 5.
Strength to 5, Willpower 5.
It's a uninkable.
It's an uninkable 6-drop, but Universal Shift 4. You may pay 4 ink to play this on top of any of your characters.
And that's because anybody could go in him as a robot.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like Morph.
Yep. Basically, if you look really close in the card, you can see Baymax kind of sitting behind an empty chair. So basically, like you're putting a.
Wait,
robot
so it's a
suit on.
Baymax inside of Baymax inside of Baymax inside
No,
of
stop,
Baymax?
stop, stop.
Nope.
Just 2.
Just Baymax inside of Baymax. Just that.
Just that.
And then yes.
And then when you play this character, if you use shift to play him, you remove all damage from it.
So what you're saying is I can put a tiny child inside a big
Yeah.
mech suit.
That's-
Emerald or Sapphire.
Yeah, Emerald or Sapphire.
So you could put.
But
No, but you could still put
So
Tipo
don't
in there.
Yeah.
You could put Tipo. And I mean, but again, this could be something where, I don't know, you have anything that's green or blue, and it's about to die. Now you just removed all his damage.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, anything you remove its damage. I mean, the biggest, the instant thought is, right, play something on turn 1, play Peepo on turn 2, double ink, and then you shift this on turn 3,
Yep.
right, because you'll have 4 ink. You ramped up to it. So, because it is Emerald and Sapphire only, so, it's an interesting mechanic. It's the only universal shift we've seen, but we'll see if we get any more of them.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We can be immortals.
Nice. Again, that song that he said he didn't know.
Yeah.
Ooh, Aurora.
Another legendary, it's
Ooh,
Aurora.
another Singer 5.
Waking Beauty, 3-cost inkable, strength of 1, willpower 4, quests for 2. She's a singer 5, special ability Sweet Dreams. Whenever you remove 1 or more damage from a character, ready this character. She can't quest or challenge for the rest of this turn.
But she can still sing.
But she can sing.
Woo.
I don't know. Are you replacing Ariel with this? Are you?
I don't know if you're replacing Ariel, but like you could replace a Smee with this. I know Smee's 2, but
I mean, yeah, but this also dies to like everything, right? Baby Sisu, regular Sisu.
sure, if you're looking at the one because it's only
Brawling.
one. Yeah, but so does Rapunzel.
Sure, but Rapunzel's drawing you a bunch of cards.
Sure.
And this is just whenever you remove damage.
Right, which you do all the time with Rapunzel.
Yeah, you are removing
Or
damage.
Julieta.
Yeah.
Or did you?
I'm not super sold on this card. It's kind of neat. The questing for 2 is good, but I don't know if I'm going to replace. It's the singer 5 slot, right? You got 3 singer 5. You got Ariel, you got this, and you got Gaston. You play Gaston to avoid getting brawled and Sisu, right?
The only
This is even more susceptible to those things.
Yes.
So.
But a quest for 2.
The only-
Quest for 2.
the only thing I see better than this than Ariel is that it's inkable.
So is it.
Ariel's inkable as well.
Oh, I thought
so
Ariel was uninkable.
Nope.
Ariel's inkable too.
Never
So,
mind.
I ink her all the time.
so it's definitely something that maybe.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't know if I would want to replace. I mean, I'm not going to replace Ariel with her because I also sometimes shift onto Ariel with the siren. So
Sure. Yep. All right.
that's a maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good and limited though.
Sure.
This is, but you're not going to see it very often because it's a legendary.
And we don't know if there's any good songs in Limited.
That's very true.
Yeah, I don't know if we've really seen it much in the way of songs. Up next,
Aww,
Perdita.
Perdita.
Perdita's back. She's an Amber Sapphire
Look at all those
card.
puppies.
Lots of puppies.
Puppy duck.
Yep. It's a 4-cost inkable, 1 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 2. Special abilities. Who's next? Whenever this character quests, you pay 2 less for the next puppy character you play
So
this
that's
turn.
basically 3 Dalmatian puppies.
Yep.
Yeah, free of the little ones. And then don't be afraid, your puppy characters gain ward. So all your puppies would have wards. So you got your regular Dalmatian puppies, and then you've got all of your like Patch and those guys would also get ward. Raleigh would also get ward from this. So
Rolly. Raleigh? He rolly because he rolls around all the time. Like this is a roly
Mom,
poly.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, but I figured he was British, so
It's Rolly. It's Rolly. It's not Raleigh.
okay. That's fine.
Fine.
There are lots of animals on this island because I don't know if I'm going over any of the cards, but they did have another franchise that is coming to Lorcana. The one we've been so excited for.
Black
It's
Cauldron.
the Aristocats.
I
Wait.
like beer.
That's already in the game.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
What is?
Aristocats.
Like
What-
what card?
I swear there is.
There isn't.
There isn't.
No,
But
you're
they are
probably
now.
thinking of the, you're probably thinking of the trivia game because we get questions
no,
of
it's just
Aristocats
don't
every
worry
day.
about it.
Okay, let's keep going though. Up next, another
It's
legendary.
Radigan.
Radigan, Nefarious Criminal, 4-cost inkable, strength of 3, willpower 3, quests for 1, special ability, and marvelous performance. Whenever you play an action while this character is exerted, gain 1 lore. So, similar to, he's like Bowie Shark's drinking buddy.
Sure.
Right, when he gets really drunk, you get more lore. He's tipped over. It's okay.
Not as good as Shark.
It's not as good as Shark, and I don't, maybe if you're playing kind of more of a low to the ground type one of these decks, where you kind of want to get this party rolling earlier,
Sure.
maybe you play them that way, and then you're building up to Shark at the same time.
Sure.
Maybe something without Sapphire so that you can start getting that lore and playing the other actions until you get
So
up
maybe
to enough
with
with
steel,
sharp.
maybe with steel, like
Maybe.
again to get those actions.
Yeah, just a bunch of sneaky lore. Sneaky lore.
Yep.
I thought it was called Cheeky War.
Kilo.
We go back and forth on whatever enters my head first, buddy.
Okay. Okay, Dada.
All right, up next.
Like Morgan.
Maid Marian. What?
Maid Marian, Badminton Ace. Just what we've been wanting in Lorcana.
Badminton.
Badminton. Sapphire, Steel card. She's a 4-cost, inkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower, quest for 2 abilities. First is Good Shot. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your ally characters is damaged, deal 1 damage to chosen opposing character. And then Fair Play, your character's named Lady Cluck, gain resist +1.
Okay.
So you see Lady Cluck there in the background,
Yeah.
spying on her, making sure she's staying virtuous. That there's no Robin Hood around, trying to unvirtue her.
Yes.
What's virtue?
Anyways.
Just keeping her honorable.
Making sure that she's not like kissing him or anything.
Yeah. So she works with Lady Cluck to give her resist. So if you take that Lady Cluck, she has ward and resist then as a 2/7.
Yeah.
And then the ally thing is interesting. There's been a couple of cards this set that do stuff with allies.
Yeah.
So here's something that's actually doing stuff with allies. There are a lot of allies in the game, so it's a way to kind of ping damage to other characters.
Especially a lot of steel cards that are allies.
John told me about this card.
Yeah, we got King Candy. He's an amber ruby, 4-cost, uninkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower, quest for 2.
In your notes.
Special ability, Sweet Revenge. Whenever one of your other racer characters is banished, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters.
Ooh.
So unless they take care of this first,
Yep.
like if you got all racers, then you could have them banishing a lot of other characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna start to make a Lacer Mufasa deck.
Okay. We'll take a look at it. So, interesting card.
But again, it gets killed so quickly, so easily.
Sure, but if you're using Brawl or Medusa to take him out before you're taking out other ones, yes. But if you are like one of the bigger decks that are using like Sisu to take stuff out, like if you wipe your board, wipe the person's board with Sisu, you still get to take out characters for each one they've removed.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you're planning stuff right when you've got this in play.
And I mean, and now, yeah. So because it happens all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So
So he would remove characters for each one of your characters.
that is interesting.
Then we got Pete.
Pete's
Pirate
Clubhouse, Pete's Clubhouse.
Pete, the Space Pirate. He's an Emerald Steel
Space
card.
Pirate.
6-cost, inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower, shifts for 4, quests for 2, special ability, Frightful Scheme. When this character is exerted, opposing characters can't exert to sing songs, and your pirate characters gain resist +1. So like the Steel Pete, right, he stops some action, so he stops a bunch of singing.
And like Ursula, he stops the singing too.
Yep. And resist +1 to all of your pirate characters. So if you're looking to build a pirate deck, it seems that Emerald and Steel is the way to go on
sure does.
this.
Okay, never mind it.
Then we get Cusco, Temporary Whale.
Wait, what?
Remember, because in the movie he gets transformed into like llama.
Yeah, but when
When
Like
does he?
at the end, like he drinks a bunch. They drink a bunch of different potions, and they're constantly changing animals.
I
So why'd they
don't know
choose a whale?
that. I don't know.
He's a temporary whale. It's not permanent.
I
But he's 5-cost, uninkable, 1 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 2, special ability, don't say a word once during your turn. Whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return chosen character, item, or location with cost 2 or less to the player's hand. Then that player draws a card.
Ooh, so,
So-
like double card draw.
Well,
Basically.
it's not from your discard, it's from on the field.
Oh.
So you can bounce one of your
So-
other
so it's
opponent's
bounce.
stuff. Yeah,
Oh.
bounce one of your opponent's cards, and then they also get to draw a card. Or you could bounce one of your cards back. So if you're playing with Amethyst, you could bounce a rabbit back.
What can I say? Big
Cost
animals.
2 or less.
2 or less.
So yeah, there's something you could bounce back to your hand and then draw a card.
Bouncing locations on the other side. Or
Yeah.
items.
If there's something particularly troublesome that you're dealing with, but it's gonna be hard for this to see play in a lot of. It's very, very specific.
Yes, and
So
it's very expensive and it's uninkable.
Yeah.
I guess pink animals just like to bounce.
Apparently.
Up next, it's Mulan. She's a 7-cost inkable Mulan
Shift for
Imperial
5.
General. She's a ruby steel card, 5 strength, 6 willpower, shift for 5. She's evasive. She quests for 2. And special ability, Exceptional Leader. Whenever this character challenges another character, your other characters gain. This character can challenge ready characters this turn. So you pair this
Everybody
up with Mushu.
else. Wow.
You pair this up with Mushu. You start attacking with her. All your characters, none of their ready characters are safe, and you just gain a bunch of lore by attacking. So powerful like combo that you can have there that
Yeah.
will definitely get some
Especially with that
experimentation, right?
shift.
Yeah. So neat ability.
Yeah, very neat. But again, both of them, it can get expensive if you don't find like the shift and you don't find.
Yes, this would have to be your end game. This would have to be what you're building into, because you have both of them are expensive cards, so you have to be able to play these one after the other.
And with that, with the 6 defense, it doesn't die just to most of the songs, except for, but now because she's a 5 strength, it does die to Criminal Mind.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
But overall, a good card, I think.
Yes.
All right. We'll stop right here after these ones. We've got the Queen of Hearts, unpredictable bully. She's a 5-cost, uninkable, strength of 2, willpower 6, shifts at 3, quest for 2, and special ability, if I lose my temper.
You lose your head.
Whenever another character is played, put a damage counter on them. That goes for both characters on both sides. So Malcolm, if you were playing against this and you tried to pay a Lilo, she would instantly die, right? However, over on the Emerald side, like there are plenty of cards that like do things when they're damaged. Like when they're damaged, they can't take other stuff. When they're damaged, they can do this. When they're damaged, they do that. So this could be a way to get instant damage on them, so you can take advantage of those abilities that you normally don't have access to. But then again, if you've got any resist stuff, then they don't do anything to you.
Yeah.
So,
and it also does die to Big Sisu. It does die to Medusa.
Yep.
So.
And then you've got Restoring Atlantis as steel action. It's a 5-cost, uninkable. Your characters can't be challenged until the start of your next turn. So if you've got a big wide board and you're not afraid of a Be Prepared, you can play this, quest out, and your characters are safe from everything but actions.
So then you just have to play this and a Pete.
Yes, you wait till turn 8, play them both, say, ha!
I win next turn.
You can't do it.
But the thing is though, like while I understand that, putting another 5-cost uninkable into a steel deck is like not gonna happen.
You've got to be able to plan what you're doing to get things going just the way you need them to.
Because like if you get this in your opening hand, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yep, you're pretty much just out of luck. Not much you can do with it.
Because it's not, it's an action. It's not like it's a song, so you could get somebody to sing it earlier.
Yep.
Like you have to wait.
Yeah. So this is just some of the cards, right? There have been over 100 released in the past week. There's more coming out. I imagine they're going to get through all of them by the end of next week, and then they'll have the Enchanteds being shown, followed by, because they need to get them all done before like March 1st, because by March 1st, stores will start getting packs in them, and then instead of having a reveal where they show the card nicely, it's, Bob from Joe Bob's comic card garage just showing them off in poor lighting, right? So they want to get them all out there beforehand. So still coming up fast and furious as we move through everything. But that's all we're going to cover today. Let's jump right into trivia.
It's trivia time!
Okay. So, let's look at the answers here first. Okay. How are fairies made according to legend in the Disney fairies movies?
A baby's first cry.
First laugh.
Laugh.
Same thing.
Is it though? Baby's first laugh. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was going to say storks.
In Cars 3,
Nope.
next gen racers use what train instead of racing on an actual
Treadmill.
track?
Treadmills. Okay, I did see
Treadmills.
that part of the movie.
It's a race simulator.
A race
A
simulator.
high-tech race simulator,
But
according
it's
to us.
basically a treadmill.
Yes, it's basically a treadmill. In Descendants 2,
Okay.
Evie, Carlos, and Jay return to the island to find Mal. Who do they bring with them?
What's his name? The king, Ben?
Ben.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ben.
Ben. In Pinocchio, what song does Jay Worthington Foulfellow sing to Pinocchio?
I believe it's whatever. It's the one when they're on the island. Because that's who that is. It's like the
I know.
the bad boy. What is the song that they sing over there?
They sing in that movie, other than When You Wish Upon a Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got no strings to hold me.
All right, good. Now you said two of the songs. What's the other one, Grace?
I don't know.
The Island of Luxury.
It's no. It's Hi Diddly Dee Dee. Hi Diddly Dee Dee. Hi Diddly.
Hi
Dee Dee.
diddly dee.
I diddly dee. I would have never.
There's
gotten
two D's, so it's like Hi Diddle Dee Dee Dee. I can't say just one.
Okay.
King Dee Dee Dee. What is the name of the retirement village in Up?
Shady Oaks.
Yeah.
Shady Oak.
Yes, it is Shady Oaks. Good work, fellows. Good work, everyone. Okay, so that brings us to an end. We'll have more card discussion over the next couple of weeks as we learn more and more of the secrets of Arcasia's island.
And Emmett has rage quit his notes.
Yes, Emmett was trying to take notes. He made it through a few cards.
No, he made it through a
Let me
lot.
see- let me
And then he
see
had to
his
go to the bathroom, and then he came back and decided that he was done.
Here it is. Here it is. Here's my list.
And you want to see my notes? I bet I made some notes too.
Yeah, he made some
He
notes
drew a
too.
picture
He
of
drew a picture
Oswald
of Oswald.
instead of taking notes.
Instead of taking notes. Excellent work. I'm sure they will both pay off dividends in the long run. So that's all for today. We will see you next week. Please feel free to subscribe, like, rate, comment anywhere that you catch this on any of your major podcast platforms, or if you're watching a video version on YouTube, feel free to interact with us up there. You'll find us on all the social medias as QuestLore Pod, the Instagrams, the X's, the Blue Skies, whatnot. You can also email us questions at QuestLoreQuestions@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Big beat the imaginary dragon full Lorcana. Don't forget about Orange Bulldozer.